Good morning children, I'm K. Srivani, School Assistant Social ZPHS Kambarapalli. Today I'm going to teach you about global warming from the lesson Climate of India. We know that in the beginning, Earth was a fireball which is separated from the Sun and it is located third nearest planet from the Sun with the average distance of 149 million kilometers because of Sun's gravitational pull. And in the same way, the Earth, when it is taking into the shape of planet, and while it is getting cool, it started to release some gases. These gases formed as atmosphere. This atmosphere expanded 1000 kilometers from the Earth's surface because of Earth's gravitational pull. In this atmosphere, so many gases are there. Some gases are nitrogen 78%, oxygen is 21%, carbon dioxide is 0.03%, and all other gases, neon, krypton, argon, etc. they are 0.97%, including carbon dioxide. All these are just 1%. And we know that nitrogen is very helpful to us to grow plants, and oxygen is our breathing gas. Carbon dioxide we exhale, but trees breathing gas is carbon dioxide. That means these gases are very helpful to us. We know that. But some other gases are also very helpful to us to live on the Earth's surface. They are greenhouse gases. That is carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, nitrous oxide. These gases are called greenhouse gases. These greenhouse gases are very friendly gases. Of course, you have one question, that is how carbon dioxide, how methane, how they are friendly gases to us. I will explain here how these greenhouse gases are helpful to us. Here, when sun ray falls on Earth's surface, we know that the heat emitted by the sun, it is called as radiation. Okay. The sun ray which is falling on the Earth's surface, this is called insolation. Okay. When sun ray falls on Earth's surface, it tries after insolation, the sun ray again reflects towards space, into the space. When it is reflecting into the space, here the greenhouse gases, which are carbon dioxide, methane, ozone and nitrous oxide, these gases holds some gases like this carbon dioxide, methane, okay, ozone. These gases hold some heat, so that these reflect. That means these greenhouse gases won't allow total sun ray, total heat to reflect into the space. That means a little bit heat, some heat will be holds and it will be in the atmosphere. So that this atmosphere consists of some heat. Okay, total heat won't, these greenhouse gases won't allow total heat to escape to the space. So that because of these greenhouse gases, some heat is still existing in the atmosphere. This is called greenhouse effect. Because of these heat, existing of this heat, that means atmosphere which is holding the heat, because of that we are living, not only human beings, all the living things and also trees also living on Earth because of this greenhouse effect. Otherwise, at daytime Earth receives insolation, but night time there will be no heat, there will be no sunlight, so that we won't get heat. So that at night we have to feel it will be very cold. So no one living thing will survive on Earth. That means because of greenhouse gases, because of greenhouse effect, the Earth is having some heat, and the atmosphere is functioning as a blanket. Generally, Earth adopted the pattern of the cycle of getting warm and cool, but it took long period of time. But nowadays, it's happening rapidly, so that it is threatening us. How it is happening, I will explain you. From the 19th century, when industrialization started, then carbon dioxide and methane gases more released into the atmosphere, because in industries we know that coal and other fossil fuels utilization will be very heavy, so that they releases carbon dioxide and industries releases in a large quantity of methane, so that these forming in the atmosphere as a thick layer. Okay, thick layer, so that when the sun ray falling on its surface, that means after insolation, when it is reflecting into the space, this thick layer of greenhouse gases holding or trapping more heat, and it is allowing, that means it is allowing to reflect few heat into the space, and more heat it is trapping by these greenhouse gases, so that atmosphere getting more warm and warm, so that earth also getting more warm. This is called global warming. This global warming also called as AGW, that means anthropogenic global warming. AGW means anthropogenic global warming. Anthropogenic means human caused activities. That means for the global warming, human activities are causing. The activities are deforestation. Deforestation means cutting of trees. From the industrialization, cutting of further utilization of industries, cutting of the trees, and also for multi-purpose, to construct multi-purpose projects, large tracts of forest has been deforested, so that when deforestation happening, then in the atmosphere carbon dioxide percentage is increasing. That means trees can absorb carbon dioxide. Okay, so that now the deforestation is causing for the increasing of the carbon dioxide in atmosphere. And after that, industrialization. From the 19th century, when industrialization started, these industries, in these industries, coal and other fossil fuels usage, because of usage of coal and other fossil fuels, carbon dioxide percentage increased, and in the same way industries releases methane gas in a large amount. Compared to carbon dioxide, methane is very dangerous. That means it has a capacity of holding more heat in the atmosphere. Okay, so that. Now another is cell phone towers. Cell phone usage of cell phone and cell phone constructing of cell phone towers. You know that sometimes cell phones overcharging also, it radiates and it also bursting. And in the same way cell phone towers, because of the radiation from the cell phone towers, all the birds are in the extinction stage. Now the time is to extinction, birds are now in the list of extinction risk. When the radiation increases in the atmosphere, when the earth gets more warm and warm, so that then all the living things will be in the extinction list. So that we have to avoid that. And another thing is using of individual vehicles. Individual vehicles means all the vehicles which are using by the fuels like petrol, diesel, etc. They releases carbon monoxide. So that this also causes for the increasing of the greenhouse gases. So that all these activities are causing, that means all these are human activities. We are doing this. So that all human activities only causing for the global warming. Global warming leads to catastrophic changes, that means sudden changes. Here, global temperature increases. Recently, in Death Valley in California in USA, the world's highest temperature recorded 54.4 degrees centigrade. That means it seems that the globe getting more warm. And in the same way, climatic changes. Climatic changes are two types, El Nino and La Nina. El Nino means here, you can see this, maybe you may be confused. This is world map to show you clearly the Pacific Ocean ring. I draw both Americas here, don't be confused. Okay. El Nino. At first I will explain you. In the southern hemisphere, the southern oscillations, the Pacific Ocean currents movements, because of Pacific Ocean's currents movement. Okay. In the eastern Australia and coastal areas of the East Asia, influences by the southern oscillations. This causes further high temperature. This causes further more heat, and these regions get a heavy temperature, so that it affects all the coastal regions of the East Asia and East Australia. So that here this is called El Nino. Because of the El Nino, these regions, that means because of the heavy temperature, even in our country also, late arrival of the monsoons and non-arrival of the monsoons occurs. That means El Nino causes further droughts. Okay, droughts. Okay, the droughts. Next to La Nina. La Nina means because of the southern oscillations in the Pacific Ocean current movements in the coastal Asia and East Asia, coastal Asia of the East and Eastern Australia, affects by the floods. That means these regions receives heavy rains by the disastrous cyclones, so that all the coastal regions will be affects largely. That means this causes further floods. So that these El Nino and La Nina influences and affects all the regions and also affects on agriculture pattern and livelihoods of the people. Next, the ice in the tundra melts more because of the increasing temperature in tundras, Arctic region and Antarctic region. The ice starting to melt, so that the ocean water will increase. Suppose here 2 degrees of average temperature increases, then what will happen? 2 degrees of average temperature, it seems to be small, but 2 degrees of average temperature increases, 1 meter of sea levels will increase. That means here the ocean level, when the sea levels increases for the 1 meter by the next century, that means by the next century we have to be lost 1 meter of living land in the continent, so that we have to be lost our living space. So we have to take steps to prevent global warming, to reduce emission of the greenhouse gases. Here an international effort, that is IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, this organization also trying to reduce global warming and emission of the greenhouse gases. It conducted so many conferences among the countries, but it failed to achieve any agreements. Even recently in 2013 in Warsaw, Poland, also it conducted one conference, but in these conferences also failed to make agreement within the nations. Why the agreement is not achieving? What happening in the between the countries? I will explain you. Here the developed countries saying that developing countries should reduce the using of fossil fuels. That means coal and other fossil fuels in the industries. Okay, so that we can reduce the global warming. Okay, what developed countries saying that the developed countries should reduce using of fossil fuels, coal and other fossil fuels in industries. Okay, so that we can reduce global warming. But developing countries saying that already developed countries used largely coal and other fossil fuels to develop, so that now they are developed. Okay, if we reduce the using of fossil fuels in the industries, they remains forever developing and underdeveloped. Okay, so that these countries not accepting by this demand, this suggestion, so that all these conferences are not achieving any agreement. And also developing countries saying that to the developed countries that developed countries should help in the generating of the powers like solar energy, through the hydroelectricity and wind power. Okay, wind power. If developed countries help to the developing countries to generate solar energy, hydroelectricity, wind power, and if developed countries help the technology to generate these powers which are not harmful to the environment, and so that these are seeking help from the developed countries which are very expensive to generate, and they are ready to use in industries, so that we can reduce the global warming by reducing the emission of the greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide and methane, by using of these energies, electricities. Okay, then what steps we have to do reduce global warming means reforestation. To increase forest area, government also implementing watershed program and Hartahar. In these programs, we are sapling more plants, crores of plants, and even in our schools also we are also sapling more plants, and you are caring the plants and we are growing them, no? So that. And encouraging public transportation. Of course, we have trains, buses, even though we are using individual vehicles which releases carbon monoxide, so that even buses also running through using of petrol and diesel, so that we should reduce the using of those fossil fuels, and the government should provide and encourage electric vehicles. Okay, electric vehicles, so that we can reduce the global warming. Then reducing usage of cell phones, and the cell phone towers also, they have to reduce their frequency of the radiation levels. Then we can reduce global warming.